Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back to My Life Lessons by Lisa Maria. I want to talk about doing it afraid. This particular time I'm speaking about has a short backstory. It's about my silver star. She's 16 years old and I've had her about 3 years now. This month is our 3-year anniversary. She's had some work done, brakes, tires, and an engine replacement, among other things. I am blessed to have a good mechanic who doesn't take advantage of me being a woman. Well, she had started acting funny, shutting off, but would turn right back on. It didn't happen often, but often enough for me to want to get it checked out in case I was not close to home and she would not turn back on. I took her to the mechanic and he said he couldn't find anything. The afternoon after bringing her home, I had to have her towed back to the shop. She wouldn't even turn on for me. Not the battery, but she wouldn't go. He told me what he did and suggested I look into ordering a part if I could because it was on back order for 3 weeks for him if I continued to have the problem. Long story short, no more problem. Well, let me tell you, the devil was running rampant in my mind. No, let me correct that. I was allowing the enemy to run amok. For a good week to 10 days, I was afraid every time I went out to start her and was praying all the way. I went out one morning and the Lord asked me, "Why are you afraid to drive the car I gave you? You trusted the mechanic to fix it, and because it had to go back again, now you are afraid to drive your own car." What kind of sense does that make? I got in the car, turned her on, and began to pray, praising and thanking God for his goodness. According to my sister, a lot of you know Renee. She's my ride or die. She tells me all the time, I'm not happy unless I'm worried about something that I don't need to be worried about and couldn't fix anyway. In those moments of praise, I called the devil out for the liar he is. No matter what happens, God will never leave me or forsake me, car or no car. I know I'm not alone. Some of us worry more than others, and as I'm growing in God's grace, my faith and my trust in him is growing. He never lies and will always protect me and keep me. I stopped getting into my silver star afraid because if something else happens, it will get fixed or God will give me another one. I have this shirt, Faith Over Fear, and I need to live that motto to the fullest. I could hear the devil laughing at me in the background, and I told him, go ahead and laugh because I have the last laugh. You didn't win. You had me for a hot minute, but your time is up. I know you hanging around, waiting for your next opportunity to trip me up. Keep waiting. My faith in my God is stronger than what you can bring up. And as a matter of fact, let me thank you for making me stronger. I know I heard him say what? I just want to tell you today, as I tell myself, whatever it is, with God on our side, we can do it afraid. Sure, me being afraid to get in my own car may sound silly. I want to remind you, it's the small things that the enemy uses to gradually get bigger and take our mind, faith, and trust in God away from us if we are not careful. I have faith and trust God that I will not lose my job because God gave it to me. Exactly what I prayed for, good pay and close to home. I have a beautiful apartment, which is another miracle story. My gas and electric are included in my rent. God did all that. I can trust and have faith that I can pay all my bills that I racked up, but nonetheless, I can pay them and treat myself to some things. As high as gas is, I can fill it up. I trusted the mechanic to fix it and asked God to keep it fixed, trusting that He would. So why waver now? Because I was allowing the enemy to take my peace just so I would have something to worry about. Shame on me. After I finished shaming myself for not fully trusting in the God who has never let me down, I remembered the saying, the devil is in the details. Yep, he don't miss a trick. It's up to us to recognize it as soon as we can and tell him to kick rocks and go bother someone else. Because God is on our side. Now, of course, we may not always catch on right away like me in this instance, but as soon as we do, don't waver. Go to the Word and slap him upside the head with it. I sat in that car and said, I am the righteousness of God in Christ, and what He has blessed me with, you cannot curse. I have the mind of Christ, and God said He will keep me in perfect peace, and you are not going to take that away from me. I can't have faith for just some things. I have to remember we serve a big God whose specialty is doing the impossible every day. We good now. My Silver Star has good years ahead of her because I treat her right and because God gave her to me. She's not leaving until He says it's time. Thank you for joining me today. Remember, we are not alone. No matter how it may feel sometimes, He is right there waiting for us to turn to Him, put our head on His shoulder and cry. Then wipe away the tears and move on, because He has nothing but good in store for us. May God continue to bless your life.